So I logged on this morning, and then Zoom suddenly wanted me to re-sign in, and then I had to put in the code that wasn't arriving, and then it was doing an update and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I was leaving it quite late to sign in anyway. And then my camera switched on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to put on any of my makeup or anything, but it was too late. So here we are. And I'm going to sit a little bit further away from the laptop. But welcome, everyone. It's so lovely to have you here on this day, the 26th of July. It is new moon on Thursday, on the 28th of July. And thank you, Ruth. So that's the dark phase of the moon. It's the time in nature that nature slows down, that nature turns inward. And it's a time to really encourage us to do that too. It's our natural time to restore and reconnect and just to tone things down, perhaps have that Epsom salts bath or go to bed a bit early and read our books instead of trying to plow on and write one more email or do one more task. So if we can honor these cycles and tune into nature's cycles to restore, we can help ourselves to really restore. So yesterday, I gave a talk for the St. John's prep teachers, which was lovely, and it was on stress management and mindfulness. Aletta, were you there? Yeah. No. So, we gave them each a lovely roller as part of this whole wellness sort of experience. So we did a lovely breathe one, an ease, which is deep blue and frankincense, sleep, which lavender and frankincense, and calm, which is as you know, my favorite roller that I don't go anywhere without, but land up having to make lots of because I land up giving them out so much. The last time I gave one out was actually when I was staying in Pietermaritzburg, when I did that mindful moments of 2 weeks ago. No, this is last week. My goodness. Anyway, last week. And their little dog, so little poodle, has this persistent cough and Liz, who I was staying with, said, shame, her lungs are collapsing. I don't really know. There's nothing they can really do. So anyway, Gucci is the poodle's name. So Gucci got the calm roller a little bit on my hands on Gucci's chest and down her back, and a little bit of copaiba in water. Anyway, I got a feedback from Liz this week that Gucci's doing much better and sleeping much better, not coughing all night. So that's what happens to my calm rollers. So I had a lovely little information sheet that went with them, but they're all at the school, so I'll print out more. So these rollers I taught them to do alongside the practices that I taught. And if you have connections at schools and you'd like me to do this at your schools, then please touch base with me, because it's something that's so nice to be back in person. And I think it was really well received. And it was really nothing new. I said to them at the beginning and the end, this is stuff that we all know. And there are no great secrets, there are no sort of prescriptions, there's nothing new and radical, but it's just these small things that to put into our lives that we sometimes need the reminder and sometimes need the permission to do. And every time I do these classes, it reminds me and it re-inspires me, because I bring in all the science and research behind it and why it's so important, and that this is what allows us to thrive in our lives. So things like bringing in a moment of pause during our day, and just a moment of pause and appreciation. Bringing in a regular mindfulness practice, and gave them some suggestions of using apps like Calm or Headspace or Insight Timer or Happify. Those are all wonderful apps for that. Tapping into our breath and consciously altering our breath and our breath's rhythm. And for those of you, so I love breath work and find it very healing and very soothing and calming. And Ilamanga, who is my breathwork teacher, is hosting a masterclass on Saturday. For those who are interested, it's from burnout to breathing at 3:30 on Saturday. So I'll post it on my Instagram story, but otherwise you can contact me for the details or look on Breath Cafe, Breathwork Africa, and look under Breath Cafe. And it's a lovely masterclass that she's going to be doing. So tapping into our breath and consciously altering our breath, tapping into joy and doing activities and practices that bring us joy, whether and those practices are the things when we feel in flow, when time doesn't matter and doesn't count. So things like gardening and cooking, if that's our love, writing, playing a musical instrument, playing with a child or a pet, doing yoga, having a yoga practice, having a massage, being in nature, walking, those sort of things that really bring us joy and feel in flow. Also cold water immersion, the benefits of cold water, because when we get into cold water, or we finish our shower with cold water, all our blood centralizes, it goes to our heart and lungs, to our abdomen, to try and keep our core temperature up. And then when we get out, we have this reflex flush of blood to our extremities and this huge oxygenation, which causes this huge parasympathetic response. So you feel much calmer, you sleep much better, you actually feel warmer after when you end with a cold shower. You feel warmer when you get out than when you do with a warm shower, because when you get out of a warm shower, your blood vessels are all lovely dilated, it all feels lovely in the shower, and then you get out and they're all dilated and they're like, oh, what happened here? And then they sort of constrict and you go into that sympathetic nervous system. So it sort of activates the other way around. Dancing and singing. I sort of quoted again a quote that I got from one of the St. John's newsletters, which was just how singing is such a wonderful exercise. It tones tummy muscles and improves your posture without leaving you hot and sweaty. And it's very hard to sing and to worry at the same time. And it's so true. So I suggested switching off mainstream media, especially when we have things like I hardly ever listen to mainstream media. And then yesterday morning, dropping the boys at 7 o'clock. And then I heard the World Health Organization is now escalating monkeypox to, I don't know, high alert and pandemic level. I was like, oh my gosh, we're not going back to there again. So anyway, off goes mainstream media and on goes some music to sing to. And just then moving our bodies. So more, I used to do moving my bodies for exercise and for my body to be healthy and to be fit and things. Now I do exercise to get out of my head and into my body so that I can actually, it's a time for me to ground, to calm. We have our best ideas often when we're out walking in nature, when we're not, like, because that's parasympathetic nervous system. And then finally, just gratitude and journaling, the power of gratitude. And how just to reinforce the good stuff in our lives and not the big stuff. Obviously, that's important, like the roof over our head and our family and our food and our experiences, but also the small things like the taste of your coffee in the morning, and just really savoring it and being conscious of it so you can put it in your gratitude journal. Also, like smelling water. This is why I think I love oils in my water, because it makes it such a sensory experience. At the moment, I'm putting quite a lot of ginger because ginger is so warming. It's so good for the immune system. It's also a very restorative oil. So I've done quite a few talks and things recently, and I need to keep my energy, gathering my energy and keeping my energy up inside. And so then ginger is lovely for that. Also, I've heard recently that ginger is having high doses of ginger during COVID times is very protective of smell. And so people who've lost their smell also having high doses of ginger. So I think we should all give this a try and see whether it affects sense of smell for those who have been affected. Yeah, so our new moon is an especially good time to actually give ourselves space and permission to do these practices, to restore ourselves, to look after ourselves, and to walk slowly. And let this moment this morning be your reminder to breathe. So I encourage you just to take a deep breath in and sigh out. So a sigh is such a precious and powerful tool for bringing us back into the present. It's not like that exasperated sigh that I sometimes get from our teenage daughter. It's the sigh that when you get into a bath at the end of the day and you can just let it all go. So breathing in through your nose and sighing out through your mouth. And just do 2 or 3 of those, allowing you to come back into your body, back into the present. And then I invite you just to close your eyes or to drop your gaze to the earth in front of you. And just to let this land as you sit here. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. I'll read it again. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. And so I invite you to take this invitation to take a breath and then really feel into the exhale or the sigh. And with every exhale, to allow your body and your thoughts to settle. Like a leaf that drifts down and settles on the surface of a pond. Just following your breath as it settles in your body. Allowing your mind and body to settle for this moment. Feeling your feet grounding you on the floor, on the earth beneath you. The points of connection with the floor, with your stockings or socks, with your shoes or slippers. Just noticing where your feet rest upon the earth beneath. And inviting a gentle softening of your feet. Perhaps even a molding to the earth. Letting go of any resistance, control, and just softening, connecting with the earth beneath you. Moving upwards from your feet to your ankles, calves, and knees, the lower part of your legs. And just perhaps inviting a gentle softening to this area. Scanning them for any sensation, any tightness or holding on, any constriction. And if you find any there, just inviting a gentle softening. Perhaps breathing into that area. feeling from the inside out. Perhaps even encountering a sense of spaciousness. And moving into your knees, thighs, hips, into your pelvic bowl, the upper part of your legs. Feel the points of connection wherever you're sitting, however you're sitting. Notice how your weight is spread. Is it even or more to one side than another? Points of connection with the chair or the cushion beneath you. Just feeling into your legs as if for the first time, with a curiosity, sensing for tightness, for discomfort, for constriction, or perhaps for no feeling. Perhaps it's hard to access any feeling in this area. It's all okay, whatever you find there this morning. And just gently breathing into any areas like this, inviting a gentle softening. Sensing your thighs from the inside out. Perhaps even feeling to the space between the cells, between the muscles, the blood vessels, the fascia, the bones. Feeling the spaciousness. And moving up into the pelvic bowl, this area that holds so much. So many vital organs supporting the rest of our torsos. Noticing how the spine moves up out of the pelvic bowl and extending gently into the spine. Creating a sense of spaciousness in your torso. And feeling into this pelvic bowl area and lower abdomen. Sensing into the space here. Any body sensations or none at all. Gently scanning through and perhaps bringing your breath to areas that are either hard to access or feel constricted or feel bloated. Just inviting a gentle softening. So often there's a holding on in this area, a sense of control, a sense of holding tight. And just for this moment, gently letting go of that and inviting a breath, inviting a sense of softening. And if you notice yourself forgetting, charging forward with thoughts and plans and worries, just noticing that and coming back to the breath, coming back to this moment, coming back to your pelvic bowl and lower abdomen. Noticing where you may have gone and gently directing your attention back. Moving up into your upper abdomen, your chest, your rib cage. Sensing the protection and support that your rib cage offers. The strength that surrounds your heart and lungs. And dropping beneath this strength and support into the softness of the tissue of the lungs and heart underneath the ribs. Sensing into the softness, but fully aware of the power of these areas, the vital life force energy that lies within them. Perhaps even offering a sense of gratitude as you breathe in and out of your heart space. Just gratitude for this breath. For this moment. This gratitude for this moment of noticing your body. And moving up gently into your shoulders, upper arms. Noticing what you find there this morning. Perhaps even your neck. Sensing into any tension or tightness. Again, any holding on. And perhaps just offering a gentleness. Just a little moment of letting go. Of softening shoulders, neck, upper arm. So there's still a dignified posture, but just with a little more softness. And bringing that awareness and spaciousness down into your upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands, and even fingers. Holding the whole of your arms in your awareness. Sensing into these areas. Noticing if there are areas that call to you for your attention. Areas of discomfort, pain. Not trying to fix them or change them. Just bringing your breath into them. Just inviting a gentle softening. Even sensing your hands from the inside out. Feeling from your palms into your fingers. Sensing the borders of your fingers, where your fingers end and the air around them brushes up against them. Or perhaps it's hard to sense. Perhaps they feel like they melt together at a point. Just noticing what's there and inviting just a gentle softness. And moving up Again, from the fingers and palms and hands, through the forearms and elbows and shoulders, upper arms and shoulders, into the neck and up into the head and the face. Noticing how we are this morning, how our faces feel, how our head feels. Sensing them again from the inside out. Sensing forehead, eyes, behind the eyes, nose, mouth, and jaw. Sensing from the inside out. Inviting a spaciousness in these areas. A gentle softening and letting go. And then for the last few moments, bringing your awareness to your whole body, holding your whole body in your awareness, feeling your whole body breathing from the inside out. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. With the sounds of the gong, just slowly coming back to this moment. When you're ready, opening your eyes, taking in colors, light, taking in the space around you, faces and names on the screens. Just offering a moment of gratitude for this moment, for each other, for this community. And I wish you a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. You're welcome to unmute. Lovely to see you, Mandy, at the end, and Joe. I hope you'll be able to listen to some later. The recording I always put on the website. So you're welcome to go off or to unmute and tell us your experience, but thank you for being here. Or put anything in the chat.
Thanks, Nikki. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Thanks, Paula.
Thanks, Nix.
Thanks, Parai. Thanks, Sarah. Lovely to see you.
Great start. Lovely, gentle start to the day. Thank you.
Oh, pleasure. I think we all need that.
Oh, thanks, Nix. It was really good.
Thanks, Corrine. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola.
Pleasure, Angina. Lovely to see you. Well, see your name. Have you here.
Thanks, Nikki. Have a good day.
Thanks, Nat, and you too. You've obviously been out walking.
Yes.
How lovely. Such a beautiful
Bye.
place to walk. Bye.
Bye. You.
Bye, everyone. Cheers, Ellen.
Bye.
Bye,
Gail,
Nikki.
Nice
Nikki,
to see you. Yeah.
Bye,
Nikki,
Joe.
before you go,
Yeah. Let me stop
Um,
recording.
did you find?
I have to just find where I
Okay.
can stop recording.